So today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where Greece forms an empire. Now throughout history, Greece is a very important country, and there's been a lot of empires rolling over the Greek lands. So in today's scenario, we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where Greece reforms an empire in 2022. Now this specifically won't be the Byzantine Empire, it's not going to be the Macedonian Empire or anything like that. It's just going to be a new Greek empire. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm currently trying to figure out if I should bring back the empire videos in full, because last video I did the Japanese empire video, and so far that's doing okay, so showing support on these videos really lets me know if I should continue doing them. Moving on from that, I actually want to talk about something and also apologize for something. So back in January, I obviously released the 25,000 subscriber special merchandise, and I kind of forgot to announce the shout out winner, and that's my bad. So there were 6 entries into the shout out competition, and only one of them will be getting the shout out. And originally I was going to announce this in early February, but since not a lot of people entered in, I kind of decided to wait just in case shipping orders were still going out. But it turns out just only 6 people want to apply, which doesn't really make sense because there were a lot more than 6 orders. But the winner of the AdizzPro 25,000 subscriber special shout out is Canada Ball Mapping. I'm asking you guys to all go check out and subscribe to their channel as a way to show my thanks to them for buying the merch. I really hope I could do something like this again in the future, with it being merch or something else where I can give back to the community by giving them shout outs and helping them gain support on their YouTube channels. So yeah, once again, make sure to check out Canada Ball Mapping. Link to their channel in the description and in the pinned comments. Go subscribe. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so just like all my other empire videos, we're going to be having Greece here in the color of red throughout the entire video. And to start off Greece's imperial expansion, we're actually going to be having a war declared on Greece. Now in this universe, NATO does not exist and the EU does not exist, so we're disregarding all economical and military alliances, and we have Turkey declaring war on Greece. Now this really isn't a big surprise, since we all know that NATO was dissolved in this universe and Turkey and Greece don't have the best relations. But luckily for Greece, they do have a defensive pact with one country, and that country is France. So with France joining the war almost immediately, we have Turkey in a pretty bad situation. At first they're fine though, as they do some island hopping and take over major Greek islands, and eventually they cross the border into the Greek panhandle. They push down over into Macedonia and start pushing down the Greek peninsula. Now geographically, the Greek peninsula is a very mountainous area, but we don't see Turkey having that much troubles pushing through. Eventually though, we finally have French troops arriving in Greece, and together with the help of France, we have Greece pushing back Turkey. Now at first the advance is relatively slow, but eventually it starts to pick up speed, and we have Greek and French troops meeting on the border of Turkey. Down south we see Turkish troops take over the island of Crete, and also making a landing in southern Greece. With this we have Greek troops being reorganized, which leads to Turkey having another breakthrough, but after recapturing southern Greece and taking back Crete, we have Greek and French troops going on the offense. We have the capture of Thrace and the capturing of Istanbul. With this, we actually have Turkey losing a lot of morale after losing one of their best and well-known cities. Eventually, we see Greece taking over all of the coast on the Aegean Sea. Eventually, Turkey comes to a compromise with Greece and France, and a peace treaty is signed which grants Greece all of the lands on the Aegean Sea. In addition to this, Turkey is also forced to pay war reparations to France, and overall, Greece benefits greatly from this war. So now, with new acquired lands and a lot more morale and hope, we have the Greek army deciding to expand outwards. The first target is Macedonia, in which they start to push into pretty easily. Eventually the country is cut in half and it surrenders. With this, we have North Macedonia being fully integrated into Greece. Next up on Greece's hit list is Albania. So they declare war on the nation, but to Greek's surprise, we actually have Kosovo joining in on the side of Albania. Now this is a bit of an issue for Greece, as they positioned all of their troops on the border of Albania, but it really isn't that big of a deal since, Kosovo is right there next to Albania. So while Greece starts a push into Albania in the south, we have Kosovo and Albania making a little bit of progress in the north. They take advantage of the recently annexed North Macedonian lands, which have high resistance, and are able to capture over a third of the previous country. Now if you know anything about Kosovo, it's a controversial country, and speaking of controversial, we have Serbia joining the war. Once again, not a big surprise, Greece and Serbia aren't like enemies. I don't really think they're like best friends, but they're not enemies. And Serbia, obviously Kosovo and Albania don't like each other. But the problem with this is Serbia joined in on the war. That's the problem itself. So in a chain of reactions, we have Bosnia and Croatia joining the war, as well as Slovenia. We see Bulgaria join the blue team, and Montenegro and Romania joining the red. Now to be completely honest, I'm not too sure about Romania's placement in this war. I doubt they would join in, and I don't really know if they would join the red team, but just for balancing purposes, I decided to put them on the red team. It's also a good time to bring up the fact that this video is not meant to be taken seriously. This is an alternative world where politics are a little bit different, and the Greek government and the Greek country itself is buffed in these kind of videos. If it weren't bumped, then it would pretty much get immediately steamrolled by other countries, and I think buffing it just adds more entertainment to the video. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this mess. First off, we have Croatia crossing into northern Serbia, and these Serbs in Bosnia rising up. With this, Croatia repositions their troops along this new border in order to combat Serbia's expansion. Over in Bulgaria, we have a pretty large push in, well, not pretty much, but a large push into Bulgaria on all sides. We have the capturing of Sofia, and we have Bulgaria signing for peace. Kosovo gets steamrolled by Serbia, and Albania is pushed out of North Macedonia. We eventually see the surrender of Albania, and up north we see a peace deal between the northern Balkan countries and the southern Balkan countries. Alright, taking a look at this funky looking peace treaty here. I didn't really notice how weird this looked until just now, but we have Greece and Serbia and Romania partitioning Bulgaria. Serbia re-annexes Kosovo. Albania is annexed by Greece. We have the Republic of Srpska being released by Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Croatia gets a little bit of land out of northern Serbia. So overall, the northern Balkans did not lose in this war other than, Bosnia, but I think that's probably bound to happen in real life eventually. And also, this border drawing is not good with the Republic of Srpska, so just kind of ignore how bad it is. But this Balkan war was a bit of a different outcome, and a lot of countries aren't really happy with it. But we don't care about them because this video is about Greece, so let's go ahead and continue on. Now, there was no official alliance signed between Serbia, Romania, and Montenegro, so technically Greece could invade them at any time. But for now, they choose not to and start to refocus their sights on Cyprus, which willingly joins the Greek Empire. So with that out of the way, Greece is kind of left to expand somewhere new. They could invade Libya, they could invade Romania, Serbia, Montenegro, but for now the Greeks decide to just kind of chill. That is until they aren't chill anymore and they declare war on Montenegro. Now this goes pretty smooth, and we actually don't have Serbia joining this war due to them wanting to appease Greece. Serbia is invited to the peace conference, not by Greece but by Montenegro, in order to overview the conference and to kind of witness what's about to happen. In the conference, we have Greece fully annexing Montenegro, and Serbian ambassadors attempt to convince the Greek government that, hey, we're not the bad guys, don't invade us, and yeah, please don't. And that actually works for them for now, and we don't have Greece making any plans to invade Serbia. Speaking of Serbia, they unite with their Western Republic, which actually defies the treaty that was signed with Northern Balkans and the rest of the Balkans, so we have another Balkan war breaking out. This time we have the Northern Balkans declaring war on Serbia, and Romania coming to the aid of Serbia. Now for Greece, just kind of ignore how they're red for now, but we have Greece stay neutral for now, and we see the red Balkan countries push into the blue Balkan countries. The Republic of Srpska is completely annexed by Bosnia, but eventually we see Romanian troops arrive in Serbia, which pushes back the Northern Balkans. But eventually we see Romanian troops arrive, which pushes back the red team. Eventually the blue team crosses over into Bosnia and up into Croatia. It looks like the blue team might win this war, but unfortunately for them, we have Greece joining in on the side of the Northern Balkan countries in order to expand their empire. Now in this backstabbing act, we have the Serbian government kind of horrified because, Greece is, in this scenario, a very strong country, and all their troops are over here in Bosnia. So with this, we have Greece pretty much blitzkrieging their way through Serbia. They capture Kosovo and the Bulgarian areas of Serbia. They eventually create a spearhead towards Belgrade, while over here in the east, we have Greek troops pushing up the coast of the Black Sea. They manage to cut off Romania from the Black Sea, and eventually Greek troops encircle the capital of Romania. So with this large loss of land, we actually have the blue team withdrawing their troops from the Northern Balkans, which lets them push back, and eventually meet up with Greece on the front lines. With this, we actually have a very large encirclement being made just outside of Belgrade. This land falls to the red team, and Belgrade is captured, leading to the surrender of Serbia. Over here, we have the capturing of Bucharest, and seeing no hope in winning the war, we have Romania signing for peace. Alright, looking at this peace deal, we have Greece becoming very thick. First off, starting over here in northern Serbia though, we have Croatia getting all of northern Serbia, and Bosnia getting thrown the rest. With this, we have Greece just getting, Kosovo, Bulgaria, and all the other areas of Serbia. On the topic of Bulgaria, we have all those lands being annexed by Greece, and a lot of Romania being annexed by Greece. With this, we have Romania looking pretty weak, which leaves its neighbor Hungary to the opportunity of invading Transylvania. After taking over the area, we have Romania agreeing to give over the entire area over to Hungary. Alright, so looking at this, we have a very interesting Balkans here. So Romania was split into two, and Hungary obviously annexed Transylvania, and you could argue that this piece of Romania is Transylvania, but for, entertainment purposes, it's not. And with Romania being separated into two, and quite literally being maybe the weakest country in the world, Hungary and Greece violate some treaties and decide to annex the rest. I'll spare you the onslaught and just say that the treaty looks like this, but it was not a fun time for Romania. Alright, so Greece's empire is looking very good and very strong. and it's time for Greece to kind of become fully Greek, and by that they start their invasion of Turkey. Now this time it's without the aid of France, and you know, Greece is at this point stronger than Turkey, so they start advancing on all their fronts. They even make a landing up from Cyprus, and with the Turkish economy still hit from paying war reparations, we have Greece making a pretty swift entry. The Turkish capital is eventually captured, and without an economy that can properly support another war, we have Turkey kind of just collapsing, aka surrendering. And yeah, looking at this peace treaty here, we have Greece annexing pretty much all of western Turkey and then making a puppet out of the rest. And with this, Greece now has the bridge into the Middle East, which would be a pretty easy area for Greece to take over. So they start doing just that by invading Syria and Lebanon. After taking over all of Lebanon and capturing the Syrian capital, we have the surrender of the two countries. And look at that peace treaty, it's a pretty simple one like all the other ones in this video. We have Greece capturing the areas around the Mediterranean Sea and then puppeting the rest of Syria. Alright, so in order to wrap up this video, we're going to be having Greece do one last thing, and it's not actually expansion, but it is actually some sort of release. Now over here in the Middle East, we have the Turkish and the Syrian puppets, but now we have the Kurdistan puppet. The decision to make this release was due to a high amount of pressure on the Greek government to make Kurdistan an actual area. Greece saw no problem with that. They hate Turkey, so why not? And they decided to release the area as a puppet. So now let's go ahead and take a quick look at the regions of Greece. Nothing too crazy. And yeah, so here are the states. So over here we have the region of South Mediterranean. We have Cyprus. We have a, I guess, southern Turkish region, and then northern Turkish region. And then we have, well, this is actually part of mainland Greece. We have the region of Istanbul, the region of Albania, Serbia, and then Romania. So yeah, that is going to conclude this video. If you enjoyed it, do make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel. Once again, that shows me if you guys are enjoying these videos or not. Once again, make sure to check out the shout out winner, which is Canada Double Mapping. Link in the description, link in the pinned comments. If you want to see more Empire videos, also make sure to let me know in the comments. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.